the Crown Room. Today I am joined by none other than the Godley. Godly.
Yes.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. And how are you?
I'm good.
Yes.
Thank you and welcome to the Crown Room.
Ooh, it's a pleasure.
We are here to cook.
Yeah, no, let's cook. Let's cook.
In honor of Majita March, I really appreciate that you are honoring us with your presence, and I really hope that we leave with a nugget or two.
Yeah.
So I want us to, I don't know, should I start on a heavy note?
Nah, just that. Let's. It's a Majita March, so
Okay.
let's just.
I'm really interested in digging in a gent's mind, because females are often open books. Like, you can read their emotions, their feelings, and we shout a lot about mental health, like mental health matters. And you see that most of the things that are in light are always directed towards women. So I get very interested in getting into Ajita's mind. So that's why I really appreciate you gracing me with your presence.
Yeah.
So you're not necessarily representing the entire Majita nation, but you're representing a section of them that goes through certain things that are relatable. So thank you once again. And I just want to know what mental health means to you and what it looks like.
So, firstly, let us try to define the mental health as a state of well-being that enables us to deal with life stresses, emotions, how we deal with certain issues, whether it's social issues, work issues, family, and all the contributions that we do in our community as a whole. So I think for me, mental health speaks to the balancing of life. Yeah, the balancing of life and how we also perceive life in general. And Mujida, like, I think we're not as complicated.
Okay.
Mujida are complicated.
Okay.
I think it's the life and how the pressures of the life for men that makes life or mental health Mujida complicated.
Okay.
Because I think there's a lot of pressure that is it's there, or a lot of pressure
Even
that
if
is
it's not like verbal or vocal.
it's not vocal, it's just there. I think it's just there. You know, like there's certain things that are you understand those kind of things. So I think it comes from there, where there's certain things, certain games. Mujita, for instance, Mujita adlala Totwushu. Yeah. So Totwushu adlala until.
And they're not strict on your time coming back home.
No, they're not strict.
Yeah.
They're not strict, and there's certain issues that Mujita Fandiwane Abuti you and Nusiwa so this is how you grow up, this is how you do things. One person is Mujita. I think we learn a lot of stuff on the streets, especially when maybe a male figure that you look up to is not present. You learn a lot on the streets. You take bits and pieces and get bits and pieces, you know. If, for instance, if you love cars, there's a groot man must have you know, with cars. And you might find out that groot man as you know. Yeah. It's not motoloring, he does things by law. Let me say that. We all know we come from townships and burbs, you know. But there's bits and pieces that you take. So you also perceive to say that in order for me to have certain things, there's certain things that I need to do.
Or in order for you to say that you have made it in life, you need to follow this image.
Yeah, that image. You understand? Then you go home and they tell you, you don't want to be like that. They will tell you. They will, in fact, tell you at home to say that, no. Don't. If you do this, you end up, you understand? Yeah. So I think it also shapes you, you know. And also, when you're in primary, for instance, these talks. In primary, these talks, boy talks, girl talks.
Yes.
most of the time, girls talks focus on well-being.
Yes.
How to take care as a lady, how to
Mm.
take care of
Utlhapa,
yourself,
wetang,
yes, and
wetang,
whatnot
yeah.
and what.
Yeah.
Ah, you may find or get joke big.
Yeah.
Yeah, jokes, jokes,
Yeah.
jokes. After jokes, to break the ice, go topics. So now you're growing a little and
Mm.
any. I
Mm.
think that base is set that standard to say that. I think Namajita most of the time is like we focus on ladies, lifestyle.
Yeah.
What about
Making money
health?
so that you can
Yes.
get the mishali. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Why Pastor Rudy like the real mental health and well-being? Because more mental health, all that well-being. And that well-being is a balance. And at Hunga level, it's one-sided.
Yes.
When in social media, you see young ones, they really wanna. And I'm not saying her forex trading is bad.
Yeah.
I am not saying that.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is that we want money now. Why we want money? We think having money is mental health.
Yes.
Well-being of mental health, sharp.
Yes.
You see?
So you end up suffering in silence because now that you have reached a point where you attain all of these things, there's still that void that's in you.
Yeah.
But it's the void that you didn't necessarily look into taking care of it.
Yeah.
Because you, in some sense, neglected your mental health.
Yeah.
Because you're focusing on making it. Because that's the image that I'd assume that they portray, Wuti. For a man to be good in life, you have to be successful, money, the type of girls that you associate yourself with, the types of cars that you drive.
Yeah.
You can correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
So,
you are on the right track.
At what point did you start then realizing on coming to light with the mental health part, Guti? Actually, I've been way fixed on securing girls, securing this, securing my future just to attract girls, but my mental health isn't well because there is a pressure that was within you when you were still doing those things.
Yeah.
Sometimes life doesn't work out for you. For an example, those forex traders.
Yeah.
The market is down,
the market is down.
So that downness that you don't show, the vulnerability that you show, how did you come to light about it? And did you try to navigate around it? Or it's just man, it's a weak thing. Men don't deal with soft things.
I think, there's a say about the things that you don't learn or the lessons that you don't learn when you are a child, you're going to learn when you are a man. And sometimes it's 10 times harder when you are a man because you need to balance your work, family, and everything.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So I think for me, it's the people that I surrounded myself with, be it friends, be it those uncles that have seen life.
Yeah.
And now they're coming back, or, hey, Machana, if you go that route and pay to, chances are you might be like us. You understand? Chances are you might be like us. And also, I think social media is doing the most because there is bad and good. But the goodness in it is that there's pages that you can follow that talks about mental health, well-being of a man, how to navigate life as a man individually. So yeah.
So the way it's perceived is then men are weak. How do you yourself personally? How did you shift yourself from portraying or seeing it or perceiving rather it as being weak, but actually being true to yourself?
I don't think it's weak. Nah, I think it's a social standard. A social standard that we stand on as a man. You understand? It's that. And it will shape you because my week is not your week.
Yeah.
And my week is not another man's week. But the real question that we also need to ask, or I ask myself, is why am I doing what I'm doing?
Okay.
I think that shaped a lot of things in my world,
Own life.
in my own.
Yeah.
Well, it shaped a lot because the why now makes me question to say that if I do this or do that and the outcome is this, am I living a fulfilled life?
Yeah. Is it contributing to the why that you actually gave yourself?
You understand? So I think it's that. So that's what propelled me to dig deep and ask myself to say that, yeah, vela, like as Majita and get the bit of Majita. Yeah, like one person in time. Yeah. So I think it's that.
So mentally, where are you now?
Mentally, um, mentally, I'm still learning.
Okay.
Because there's few things that I would have learned when I was young.
Yeah.
But obviously now I'm exposed to different avenues. So I'm still getting there.
So you'd say that you're in your unlearning phase.
Yeah.
Or letting go.
Yeah, letting go. Actually, it's the letting go. It's the
Okay.
unlearning and relearning of
Okay.
certain things
Okay.
that when growing up, I faced.
Okay.
Yeah.
In light of what you just shared about the journey of growing up as a boy child and having to now be at an age where you're unlearning and you have to let go of certain things because they don't necessarily contribute to the person that you're trying to be. I want us to look at the journey back then and in the present moment, right? So I've labeled it purpose versus survival.
Okay.
So would you say that were you living in purpose or survival? And where are you now? Now that you've come away, are you living in purpose or survival? So you're going to answer the journey and then you're going to answer the now.
Yeah. I think back then it was best of both. So it's what you really want to do and what the society wants you to do or be. Understand? I remember back in the days I wanted to become a pilot.
Okay, pilot.
Yeah, I wanted to become a pilot. But also there were a lot of distractions and self-distractions, man. I loved going out. I loved partying, and a few things that I loved that took away from me focusing to my studies and all that. And also the friends that I had. And it's not me blaming the friends, but obviously when you go out with the certain friends that you attract,
so it's a company you choose.
that I choose. So yeah, and maybe then now I was the friend, I was the bad company, who knows? Who knows? But it was a bit of both because I also in that whole journey I also find myself because I asked myself but do I really wanna also live like this? Do I really wanna live like this? Do I really wanna show up every time? You understand? No timing, no balance in everything. And then yeah, there's some self talks that I did with myself, which helped, and a few people, as I say that mine is not an island. There was so I had a Bible study. I was attending a Bible study. Shout out to Pen Infusion. That really shaped who I am at the moment, from grade 8 until 12. And also what we call young adults. There were camps, there were weekly Bible studies, life lessons, as a man, and a whole lot of that. So I think it shaped me and it made me, look at life differently and also find my inner voice. Because I think your inner voice will propel you to find your purpose. I believe in that. See, if you can find your inner voice, there's a lot that you can achieve. Yeah.
So that is how you navigated from survival to purpose.
Yeah, from
so you'd
survival
say
to
essentially that
purpose.
you're currently living in purpose.
Yes.
Because you were shaped by the journey that you took, Bible studies and what so not. So in one of my previous episodes or one of my previous guests, I was talking about how was it dealing with, was there any shame that was associated, like that he dealt with when, I like to look at it like this. Also, women are very open about their faith. They're very open about their faith. But then there's a sort of shame that gets associated when you are a man and you talk about Jesus or Bible study or God or what so not. How did you navigate around that? Because you're saying that, okay, I don't know the type of people that you were surrounding yourself with. Maybe Libona, it was just a peer pressure thing. But low key, they also wanted to be the JT vibes, Did you experience any shame?
Yeah.
And what type of shame and how did you navigate around it?
No, I experienced shame. That's belief. Because I told you, it was best of both worlds. So weekly, in the week, it's your holy holy. Yeah, and then during the weekend there is so it's best of both. But it's that shame that if you going back to a Bible study and all that, and you rethink this or yeah, I am, and sometimes I don't know, but sometimes when you kneel down and pray and you did something, there's shame and guilt.
Yeah.
Because Romare, I wasn't supposed to go out and party. I was supposed to, but I did go. Now here I am. God, like at least forgive me for this one. You repeat it again.
Yeah.
And it's a ripple effect.
Yes.
Because it also most other things that you're dealing with is that thing yeah, mara ka re ke fetile mo, I can still do it again. Look, I can still do it again. You see, repetition of doing. You think you're doing good during the week, and then you can have some grace on weekends. You see, you can have some grace during the weekend. So that's why I said at first, best of both. Because in me, I'm thinking, I get left. I'm wise.
You can.
Yeah, I can juggle this. I can balance this. But one way or the other, the one might corrupt the other, and you shift away. So after matric, I remember there was a disconnect. There was a disconnect in my faith. Yeah, disconnect. Because the other is now, I have time. Remember after matric, you have time and, sometimes the finances are also okay.
Yeah.
You're working and all that. So there was a shift, a disconnect. Now you follow that, going out. And I'm not saying it's bad, but you start now following that. And it comes with a lifestyle. Everything you do, it comes with a lifestyle with it, and you need to maintain
that lifestyle. Yeah.
So I think, and some of the sacrifices, some of this lifestyle, you'll see. Looking back, you're like, yeah, no, I opened a door.
That you could have been far.
Yeah, I opened a door and I exposed myself to another world. That is also addictive, and it needs some maintenance. It needs you to sacrifice, and it sacrifices time, money, and a whole lot of things.
And your mental health as well.
Of course, sometimes you end up also losing yourself within whatever you're doing. So yeah.
And it somehow silences that inner voice that you were trying to discover. Because we're going back to the why. Is it contributing to the why, whatever it is that you're doing? So I think that's why the weight of the shame and the guilt starts falling on you. And you start feeling bad, or you start feeling somehow like shaming yourself or not being proud of the things that you're doing, right? So how did you then go from that to how did you navigate it? Like, how did you go from that into being graceful towards these when are we taking ripple effects or loops or cycles?
So you find yourself now waking up one day and not knowing yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and know who I am. Come on, Mare. This is the godly that I thought that I want to be. And I think right there, that's when I asked myself a few things. There was a day I remember I was so intoxicated. I got home and I couldn't remember a few things that happened. So those are some of the things that now you start asking yourself, I'm alive, yes, but what if something happened? And we understand, what if something happened? And as a conscious man, it hurts. It hurts because now you're thinking, or what if I said something, I did something, or what if the value of a man that I want to be, or I want to, I want people to look up to, that standard in itself
has been lowered.
Has been lowered. Or how now people will see me, or this guy, I don't care, and all that. So I think that also in itself, that's when it started. Okay, you know what, you need to do a few troubleshooting in your life. I always say that troubleshooting doesn't only happen in devices, but also in your life, because it's a systematic way of dealing with things. You can't deal both your life issues or life difficulties the same way as you deal with when you're hungry. Because when you're hungry, you want to eat. You understand? So there's different systems that you need to use. And if you're not cognizant of the issues that you face, you might end up using the very one solution to everything.
Yeah. And you now start being cognizant of conscious rather of the people that you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
Now, how do you then, do you keep those people or do you just disassociate from them?
So more pelong, there's people that you know those people are for keeps, and there's people that you know that you vibe with. You understand? And that you know, okay, this one's ke ba bea beana, ba ke ba bea so. Just like a company, you have your CEOs, you have your managers, you have your. That's how you categorize the people in my life. You understand? Ba ra itse gore nka mo founela or e mo ne pone jo ke stucky. You understand? Ke stucky. And then hola ba bang wa itse gore no ba founela ke weekend ro lebela game.
Yeah.
So you don't leave. I don't think you leave people entirely to say, I go cut off. You know, man is not an island, but you put
you
people,
categorize them
in their places.
What we've just discussed, ne, Guti, then most men do things out of seeking validation because of, you said that there's when there's no male figure to look up to, you look into the streets, right? You either looking into the streets to find good motivation that will be contributing towards your purpose, or it won't be because that we are chasing cars, we're chasing women, we're chasing whatever. Now, why do you think men do things to seek validation?
And I'm going to go back to when we young, Salawana, still playing in the streets and all that. The validation is coming from home to the streets and vice versa. Yeah. So when we playing as kids, it's either we're playing with cars or football or or other games, right? PlayStation and all that. You'd always feel great when you are winning. It starts there. So you'll hear Dala Bolo no cool. You understand? So it starts there. So you know, start singing validation from your surroundings, the people that you play with, the people that are surrounding you. You start now seeking validation because now if they say, I can't play soccer, and then at home they like, yeah, but go play soccer. But my people say I can't play soccer. Now what? Now what? Same as PlayStation. You are playing there, and we know there's that one guy. Hey, he's good. He's coffee for it. He's good. It starts from there. It starts from going to school. When you go to school, you know what township you come from, what transport you know, as gents. The reason why I'm laughing is that I'm starting to think, we even tease each other with the transport.
Yes.
Transport. Like we're not like a base or we're not like a easy. You understand? And then, or like a love brown or a whole day or a in. It starts from there. It shapes you. It shapes you. It starts from there that, you know, as a guy, there's certain things that you need to do or you need to behave in a certain manner. So it shapes you. That's why when you bruise a man's ego, that man you understand? So we constantly seek validations, you know, I got this. I got this. In the streets, that car. Then that's when you're like, no, I've made it.
And that's why you know you can't just buy any car. You can't just come up with a quid. I'm not throwing shade on quid, but like if you show up with a Mercedes, you know,
your VW, your your GTIs, your BMW. That's when Uber or okay, I've made it. You know, that's why your starter pack as a man is a VW Polo.
Yes.
Certified.
Yes.
Yeah, then you feel, and then there's something called kota. It's way. The way you wear, you understand that the type of clothes, branding that you know or no. He could really give it to the full set. I feel great. I feel there's that validation to say that yes, and that's it. So
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
as a man, so as a stature. And on social media, there's this thing about someone's pillar of strength.
Yeah.
When you flop, but
Yes.
someone's
Yes.
pillar of
Yes.
strength,
Yes.
with us also, or when it goes back to society,
Yes. And
it
the
goes
standards that society set.
norms
Yeah.
and standards that we
Yes.
set, but we don't see that slowly it's damaging us, man. Slowly, you're damage. Understand? You're damage. We know. Now I come from a township, and more township in this what we call street cred. What's not street cred or bar? Point blank. If you don't associate with a certain group of people or bar, and then they always say, "Oh, bar, I will leave again."
Yes.
But who wants to be a bar? So you'll end up doing certain things in order to eliminate that
body status.
Yeah. You know? Because when you get home, it's that thing, and you know, at home, they do see. When you come, yeah, they see the change. They see the change, or no, man, you behaving in a certain manner. But we level, it's tricky. Because now that you're getting old, no mo tloele, o tla lena ko strateng. Right there. Motloele o tla lena ko strateng.
Yeah.
Not knowing what they pushing you away.
Yes. And you are listening.
Because you remember at home, that's where you start to listen. You start from home.
Yes.
Yeah. Then you go out. So if kuntlung autlwele
o tla lebella ko strateng.
And go starting these different things.
Yes.
Yo. Like there's different things that you can do, be. So you end up being, confused.
And would you say that's why, like, you see that, well, I've never been exposed to other cities or whatever, but in the city that I'm currently in, most people that you see in the streets, most people that you see are arrested, most people that you see are druggies or drug addicts, like literally people that you went to high school with, people that had a bright future, like Mutu and smart, you would think that you're going to see them on TV, or Mutu was an academic, like very, very smart. Their lives changed. Do you think it's one of those things where it was so you feel abandoned and then you come across the wrong crowd in the street?
Yeah, you seek attention elsewhere because at home that attention you're not given. When at home you cry for something and they don't. I think another thing that Batswadi parents do, and I'm not saying it's bad parenting, but is that when, for instance, I want a PlayStation 5 and I go to my parents and say, "Can I have a PlayStation 5?" I think there's a way of saying that PlayStation 5 at this moment won't work. I wanna just, you know. And then in that, you see now, it almost crushes your world. Yes, it almost crushes. But Bona for Bona is like, yo, man, PlayStation is expensive. At this moment, we don't have a budget for that. Or, hey, man, we'll buy it another time. Priorities. These priorities, we all come from different backgrounds, you know. But I think also, Lori, as a child, or Bona go next door. Then you wanna come back. Marwan, you don't understand. You know, when you're a kid, you don't understand. You don't understand. Or no, man, go next door. Who deliver so? And those are small talks that we need to sit down.
That you actually needed as well from your parents.
Yeah, from your parents. Yeah. So you end up going outside now. Or I know, but PlayStation I can fit him most standard thing. Man, olale baba mkhuni. Ba standard nga fitla. Ke lalo what we call a plug. You know, yeah. I'm brave, you know, I'm a risk taker. So and then they need those kind of people to do certain things, you know. So they'll end up using you. Yeah. But no, go in there. Go steal this. Go do that. Introduce you to drugs.
And some things are very addictive because once you get introduced to them, it's a really tricky thing to go through because now they abandon you, and at home you've also abandoned them. So in return, they've also abandoned you,
Yeah.
and that's why you end up in the streets,
Yeah.
or that's why you end up. Oh,
Yeah.
salary ya hao ke phone tsa rona.
Yes.
Salary
Yes.
ya hao ke mugging us, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And gens thrive where they belong. I don't want to lie, gens thrive where they belong. If you feel the sense of belonging, you'll thrive. Be it with your partner, be it with your family, be it with your workmates, be it with kokawash.
Yes.
If you feel about buzzy, you'll feel a sense of power now. And when you belong, you'll start to, embrace it. And when you embrace it, that's when creativity also comes. Like where you belong, you'll see your creativity at. You'll see, or you'll start thinking differently, because you feel the sense of belonging. You feel, this type of friends. I feel the edge to do things. I feel that, I want to be creative. I want to be this. I want to, that's why, man, I always say, where you belong, you thrive.
You thrive.
Yeah, you thrive.
So would you say it's also like an internal thing that happens to you as well? Because you do get validation, you do get the ego boost, but I think it's ultimately up to you to choose a direction and whether you'll be doing it in a good sense or a bad sense. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. If you get validation from your friends,
Yes.
it either motivates you to continue being the Grotman that people look up to in a good way, or the Grotman that people look up to in a bad way. Doesn't it ultimately boil down to you?
The inner voice.
Yes.
The inner voice that I was speaking about, that's where it comes through. Because when you feel the sense of belonging, but there's certain things you say, Horan, this is not for me. This is for me. I'd rather focus on that and thrive on that and being the good that I want to be.
Sure. What is one thing that you feel you have carried silently and never spoke about? Like, you can choose.
Yeah. Will I ever make it? Will I ever make it as one thing that I carry on with it? And it's different things. Because will I ever make it as vague? Will I ever make it getting a good wife?
Sure.
Being a good husband? Raising a family that I think would be good? Career-wise? Being that role model to the society that one would look up to. Also, faith base wise, will I ever also, make it? So, and it's a journey. What I've learned, it's a journey. So when I was after matric, there's a lot that goes in your mind, am I making the rightful decision? So ultimately is the decision making. You carry on that decision making. But when you think it through, it's that thing that when something bad happens, you stay with it in the past. You stay with it in the past. And it's a ripple effect of staying in the past and not moving on. Because you're trying constantly, or I'm trying constantly to correct the past. And not realizing that the future, or maybe let me say the present, is here. The present is now, but you're busy in the past. I think one thing that too much is maybe I'm stuck in the past, trying to rectify things in the past, whether the traumas that I went through, whether the fights, whether the heartbreaks, whether the performances that I thought that I'll win, or and I didn't, the failures also, what I said, the body status and all that, so I think it's that, and ultimately it shapes you
Mm,
as a human
mm,
being.
mm,
Someone will look at you and say, "I'm afraid you've made it."
mm.
But when everything you're like, you don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about, man.
yeah,
You don't know what you're talking
yeah.
about. As Mujita, there's a lot that Ringa but hey, when I was already, because I
Mm,
went through this and
yeah.
that, and you're carrying it with
Mm.
to the next
Chapter of your
season
life or
or
season.
chapter
Yes.
of your life,
Yes.
So I think that's one part of that. Um, Another is that I can tap on is career.
Mm.
Um, where I am right now, I'm happy, but the
But
potential, yeah, that, but I think I have the potential to be greater than where I am. However, right now I'm navigating it in such a way that it also gives me a sense of peace
mm,
to say that I'm at the right place at the right
mm,
time.
mm,
And I think if I go with that, and my life will be better. I'm
mm,
at the right place at the right time, whether it will work or not.
mm,
At least now I go with something that I've learned with.
mm.
I get home from Z.
Yes.
Get home experience.
Yes.
And experience has a way of teaching you to say that you think life is perfect,
Mm,
or you perceive that, yeah, if ever I got this medal, or if ever I got that job opportunity,
mm.
life would be perfect,
Yes.
and it's not.
Yes. Yes.
It's not. I think those small failures that happen in life,
Mm.
those are the things that we don't talk about
Yeah.
as gents.
Yeah.
Why just Mujita, you can go out
Mm.
and hustle,
Mm.
or fail,
Mm.
go home, go level, but utlisitse, or pandile,
Mm.
or hoetalile.
Mm.
Now you can't say or egg fail tigara.
Yeah.
Aye,
Mm.
you understand? So you carry it within. You carry it within. So next time when you wanna go, or that thing that had to say that I did a sharp at that time.
Yeah.
So I need to push harder.
Yeah.
I need to push harder. It also goes back to the validation. Because
Yeah.
those small failures, now you start saying that I need some sense of validation. We crack that
Mm. Yeah.
validation. Marong awbolele the namajida hanchi. We don't arbolele the challenge in itself. We tiptoe around the
Mm.
challenge.
Mm.
Arbolele the challenge or nangas cool. I
Mm.
won't be able to. Rather get go what's my back. I know the reason why I can't do this is this and this.
Mm.
Not point blank to
Yeah.
say that no.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. And what would you say the silence has cost you?
Avoid.
Sure.
Yeah. Avoid. Avoid that constantly you think it needs to be filled.
Mm.
Now you start going out
Mm.
to fill that void.
Mm. Mm.
Not knowing how that void will not be filled by the dilo tsa bophelo.
Sure.
We as men walk empty.
Mm.
And I'm not saying ladies don't. No,
Yes.
no, no, no.
Yes.
Rana majida re tsamaya re le empty.
Mm.
Because we pouring from an empty cup.
Sure. Say it again.
We are pouring from an empty
Sure.
cup. A lot of gents are.
Mm.
They're not saying, I
Mm.
don't know if they're honest enough.
Mm.
I'm being honest
Mm.
now, At
Do
some point,
you
yeah.
have safe spaces where you can be vulnerable about such?
You see, it's a bit tricky because that can be used against you,
Sure.
and we're protecting that.
Mm. Mm.
We walk around
And you're
protecting
protecting your
that. Yeah,
ego
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah. Ego,
Mm.
ego, Mama
Mm.
Jideng plays a very huge role.
Mm.
Ego.
Mm.
So how now do I be vulnerable when you protect that
Mm.
ego?
Sure.
Huh? Task team,
Mm.
special force
Mm.
on that ego.
Mm.
So how now do I become vulnerable?
PKPT. Yeah.
How now do I become
Mm.
vulnerable? When I was young and I was told Ruskal, Mujidal, how now do I become vulnerable when you told somebody something if it's against you?
Yeah. Yeah. And it sort of makes you not want to share it again because it's used against you.
Man, it's always
Mm,
man. Relatively key.
mm.
No, it's a internal.
Sure. Doesn't that break you though?
It breaks you
Mm,
day by day. When you wake up or another day, another day, I shall continue. But I don't think we realize as men or we are working bleed.
mm. Yes.
So
With
you
open
start by
wounds.
open
Yes.
wounds. You start by 100%,
Mm.
and then on so
You're
bleed.
declining. Yeah. And you end up bleeding on the wrong people as well, or the
True.
people that don't deserve
Don't
your
deserve.
bleeding or your blood.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
mm,
I personally have lit on people that
mm,
abada
mm.
banomagala
But do you
ebana
see that this is a
outburst.
cycle?
At
It's a cycle
yes.
because now you're going back to wanting to rectify the past mistakes once you've come to an awareness of the fact that you're bleeding on the wrong
Yeah.
people. Mm,
Jiggy jiggy, you are old.
mm. Sure.
Still in the past because you
Mm,
wanna rectify.
mm.
You wanna rectify the past, but you don't wanna rectify you.
Yeah. And what role you played
Thank
then.
you. Yeah.
Mm.
Will be easy in the past.
Sure.
And when are you living yourself?
Sure. And despite the journey that you took us through, you're still here.
Yes.
You're still breathing.
I'm
You're
not
still
there.
alive.
Yeah.
And we thank the grace of God.
Amen.
Um, Becoming the man that you need to be or that you needed to be, outgrowing past versions of yourself. What did it take for you to let go of that? And what are you hoping for
Mm.
in becoming the man that you need to be?
Mm.
Mm,
Yeah. So my life is discovering constantly. You discover new ways of doing things, simpler ways of doing
mm,
things, um, innovative ways of doing things, and it all goes to the seasons of life and where you are in those
mm,
seasons. The minute I knew that there's seasons where you just need to be silent and prayer. There's seasons where you need to put in the work,
mm,
learn new things, understand
mm,
things, and also be present. And there are seasons of hardship.
mm.
Life itself is not smooth sailing. And there is no manual to say that, yeah, no, today also I'll read and then life it will be easier.
Yeah,
No, you
yeah.
discover to say that, okay, I'm in this season, and this season that I'm in will require me to be alone.
Mm,
I'm in this season, and this season of me will require that friend that I have
mm,
will walk this journey
mm,
together,
mm,
will learn this thing.
mm,
I'm in this season where my faith has to elevate.
mm,
So I think if you understand the seasons, you'd understand that becoming that man that you want to be will be possible.
mm,
Ungasirili winter wanyangojamingu.
mm,
You understand?
mm,
Or ka December kwena le avocado.
mm,
There's seasons.
mm.
There's seasons where you plant the seed. And then ungasirga usane sitlhare.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think if we understand those seasons, and also we surround ourselves with people that we see up to
Mm,
or we want to become,
mm,
and we have a safe space, as you say, that we become vulnerable,
mm,
would also help. And not everything would need you to or will need validation.
mm, mm.
Sometimes your inner voice will tell you, "Hore, this is not for me,
Yeah.
this is for me."
Yes.
So if we take time, Lorena, as gens, take time with ourselves,
Mm,
we'll understand or certain things are not for us or
mm,
certain things are.
mm,
It doesn't mean everything's for you.
Yes.
It doesn't mean if ever umujita raffle, everyone tends to raffle, tends to you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes, as umujita tends to think more katsena,
Yeah.
more akitse.
Yeah.
Just like a house. You want to
Mm.
start a house with a roof first. You need foundation.
Mm.
And with that foundation, you can't lay the foundation today and then build the house tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I think as a man, as a Rena Majita, also we need to also be patient with ourselves. Yes, we are providers. Yes, we are told.
Yes.
We are men
Yes.
has to
Yes.
provide. But I think the thing that they didn't tell us about a man is a provider of what?
Yo.
Men are
So you find
providers.
yourself dabbling.
You find yourself tumbling. You find yourself, no, I'm a provider. I'm a provider. You neglect maybe your partner because of the bottle. I'm a provider.
Of what?
Yeah, of what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Men, we need to also ask ourselves questions to say that if ever they say, Hore, a man by society standards has to be like this, why?
And do you have the capacity to fill those standards?
Yes.
Yeah. Because if you don't have the capacity, like you said, you're going to start pouring from an empty cup.
You start pouring from an empty cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's okay not to fulfill that role that society has said.
Why did I say about no?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Tiptoe.
Yeah.
Tiptoe. Because you don't want to disappoint. You are told that you're a provider, so you don't want to be a disappointment. You don't want to carry that body status. So you'll end up going out of your way.
Yeah. Whatever it takes.
Yes. And you crash down. You crumble. Then you start pouring out.
Sure. It makes me realize why there's a high rate of suicide amongst men because of the things that they're silently carrying. So, thank you so much for this conversation. Thank you so much for your honesty. I think now we're just gonna open the platform to you if you want to share anything else that you have on your heart and speak to someone you think needs to listen to you, someone who will hear you, someone who relates to you, someone who has been carrying something silently. What would you say to that person?
I think first and foremost, the inner voice. Know that you are not sick. You are not sick. Just that you need to sit down with yourself. And if you don't understand, understand yourself, man. Understand yourself. Don't seek validation from others or who you are. And who's not degree? Now start working on yourself. Start. It's not gonna happen overnight. Start
Rome
working.
wasn't built
Yes, it wasn't. So start working. And then you'll see those seasons that you thought were hard, you'll start to understand them because now you're getting used to who you really are.
Yeah. Sure. Oh, thank you so much, Godly. Thank you so much for honoring us with your presence in the spirit of Majita March. I really, really am grateful that we're able to have conversations with gents because we tend to think that when we have deep conversations, because that's what the niche is about in the crown room, I create or I aim to create a space where we can be vulnerable, but we don't judge each other. We're here to hear from your perspective and how you navigated around it because there's someone else out there that's going through it. So I know that there are gents who watch my podcast, but because most of the time it's either me or I'm with another female guest, they think that it's female focused. Hence Majita March. Hence I'm really, really grateful that I could pick your mind. Thank you so much for your vulnerability. I appreciate it. And guys, that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much. If you've reached this far, please take care of yourself. so that you can take care of those that are around you. Please be aware of the people that you surround yourself with, because they ultimately play a role into the person that you're becoming. So, in the crown room with
Yeah.
GODLEY.
Jitas, 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 Jitas. Your life also matters.
Yes.
Jitas,
Yes.
your life also matters. Bona, if you need to take time out, take time out.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
If you need to cry, yeah, ola. Tabua, tabua, tabua majid.
But have a
Tabua.
space where you cry because you're scared that they're going to use it against you. Have a space where you cry. Maybe if you're a prayer, pray, cry.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah. You know. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like fixed.
Yeah.
But have way you can cry on.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, and share with your brothers and their brothers and their other brothers.
And other.
That's it from me. I love you guys. Bye.